I think I'm live. I'm live. Hello. Welcome, nobody. If you're watching this video in the future, hello. I'm going to wait a couple moments till a few people arrive. But welcome. Welcome to India. Welcome to Tamil Nadu, India. Hello, hello. Hopefully you can hear me and see me. Last time I had audio problems. Can you hear me? Hear me? Anyone? I want to make sure this is okay. Can anyone hear me? Nobody. Nobody's here. I bought a. I went to the grocery store today, and I bought a. I'm not even sure what this is. A strong beer, but it's non-alcoholic. So it's called Kingdom 5000, and it says strong beer, but then at the bottom it says non-alcoholic soft drink. What's that all about? I'm not quite sure. But anyway, I opened it and I smelled it a moment ago. It smells like beer, kind of, but it smells like what we call skunked beer. It's beer that is kind of old. It smells like something I wouldn't want to drink, but yet there's a sweetness to it. Anyway, so I was going to try this. Best before 6 months from when the date of manufacture, when stored in a cool, dry place away from direct sunlight. Okay, but I checked the date earlier, and there was no date. It's supposed to be here, but when they printed it, it didn't. I can see where they tried to print, but they need a better printer. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to try this. Oh, and then the other thing that it says on the back, this is the craziest thing ever. Nutritional information. This will blow your mind. Sugar, 11 grams. Makes sense. Fat, 0%. 0 grams, it says. Carbohydrates, 6. That's like really low. Energy, kilocalories, 40, okay, whatever. But protein in grams, not milligrams, protein in grams is 48.25. In this little bottle is supposed to be 48.25%, or not percent, grams. That's like insane. Like if you buy protein shakes at the store, like at a gym, like a bodybuilding gym, like one serving is usually like to build your body and get strong. One serving is usually right around 30 grams, and that's like a protein shake. Sometimes a little bit less, but yeah, this is 48.25 grams in this bottle. That's insane. Anyway, I'm going to try this. And I brushed my teeth like an hour ago, so it's going to have this nasty, God, it smells weird. Yeah, that's definitely not good. Anyway, yeah. I might have to buy another one and drink it before I brush my teeth because that's what I'm tasting. It's not filtered very well, and I taste a lot of yeast. If you know yeast, lots of yeast. Weird. Anyway, so I have a couple things to talk about today. One, basically Patreons, from patreon.com patrons, they helped me purchase something that I'm going to share with you soon. But before I do that, I want to tell you that I think I'm going to start editing the thumbnails of my future YouTube videos a little bit different than I have in the past. I guess the reason for that is to test whether or not I can increase traffic based on click-through rate. There's a lot of statistics that we have behind the scenes as a YouTube creator, and one of the most important I have learned a while ago, actually, is just that. It's click-through rate, meaning if someone sees your photo, do they click it or do they scroll past it? And that has a massive impact on your channel, your views, your everything. So 2 days ago, I released a video, something about eating hot dogs in China. Don't do it, by the way, it was awful. But the thumbnail is this. Now, this is totally different from what I usually do, but it's definitely different. There's a lot more colors, and I don't know, when you see the trending videos on YouTube, the homepage at least, 90% of them are edited in a way where there's a bit more colors than what I put in there. So I don't know, I'm going to try to get creative, see if this has an impact on my channel. I just made another one that actually you might see tomorrow or the next day, and it's this. The white will not be there, but this will be, you know, I started 2 weeks ago another, what do you call it? Another group of videos, what's the word? A playlist. A playlist on YouTube, and that is crazy stories that don't ever make it to YouTube. Basically, as I have been traveling the world, many things have happened to me off camera. And so basically, my entire YouTube channel with hundreds of videos, basically you only see less than 1% of my actual journey, of my actual travels, because the camera seriously cannot be rolling constantly. So I decided to pick out some of the crazy stories that have happened throughout my travels and share them with you. Obviously, I have to make a video. It's just me talking to a camera describing everything. And so my next video will actually be this. And the title of this will be something like I don't know yet, like a famous YouTuber. It's going to be geared around that, which is describing me. Obviously, I'm not, but it was interesting because basically, while traveling the world, people have recognized me on at least 2 different occasions. They knew who I was, and I had no idea who they were because they had followed me or at least watched a few videos of mine on YouTube. So that's been interesting. So the next video will be that topic, that story, and it's quite unique. I described 2 different stories where this happened. So anyway, that is coming up. I'm going to try this again to see. I don't know. Yeah, that is a weird thing. Yep. The initial taste is very light sweetness, and it's almost like they used some type of fruit in there. But it's very, very light. The taste is very light. I guess it's quite sweet. Not like soda. It's somewhere between like a soda and you know, the sweetness of a soda. And then, yeah, the aftertaste is this massive wave of yeast. It's very yeasty. I don't know if you know yeast. Anyway, hello. Hopefully you can hear me well. Can you visit my land in Morocco? Maybe. It might be in the future. Actually, Morocco was on my list of places to go before any other country. That was on my very, very short list of countries that I wanted to visit first. But when I started to travel, I chose the Philippines, and then everything just unfolded after that because I started to travel to countries that are nearby because it was cheaper than to fly to Africa. So I just never made it to Morocco. Yeah, I think your country has a lot of interesting culture that I would be interested in. I have researched a bit, and a lot of people have negative stories coming from Morocco about, what's the word? Like everyone tries to cheat you, and the authenticity of being there isn't what they had hoped. So, but I hadn't heard that from like 2 people. I've heard that from like 20. So part of me says, okay, wait a while, or I don't know. I guess I was excited to go to Morocco until I heard all of these stories from so many other YouTubers who have went there, and I kind of got depressed. And I kind of like, I don't know. So I probably will visit, but I'm really enjoying my time in Asia right now. So it might be a while before I make it to Morocco, but I probably will, because I usually don't stay in the tourist areas. I go outside, and then I would obviously have a more authentic experience than most tourists who stay inside. So that would be a good reason to find out. Yeah. So maybe I would experience that. Anyway, so the topic of the night is, since nobody's here, nobody's even watching me really, there's only like 2 of you. Everybody is sleeping tonight or not awake yet. I'm not sure. Anyway, so I launched a Patreon account a year and a half ago, maybe. I wasn't sure I was going to do that, but I did. Everyone says, yes, you should. So I decided to make a Patreon account just to see if anybody wanted to help out and support. To my surprise, I had a few people who decided that they wanted to help me out, which has been amazing. So thank you for all of you who have decided to help fund me through Patreon. Whether you helped out for a month or helped out for more than a year, some of you have. Awesome, thank you. Every little bit really helps. It really does. You have no idea. It really does. So interestingly enough, I just looked today. The funds from my Patreon account, I have not taken it out of my account yet. It has slowly built, I guess. Built up and built up and built up. And I just checked that this morning. About a week, 2 weeks ago, I ordered a product that I've wanted for a while. I guess what I've wanted for a long time is a gimbal. I used to have a gimbal before I started to travel the world. I kept it, and it was the manual ones. It was very long. I forget the name. Something, I forget. Glide cam. I had a glide cam, yeah? And it's manual. There's no batteries, nothing about it. It's all manual. It's very big, very heavy. You have to set it up, take it apart. It was, I can't even believe, I don't know. I had one, but anyway. I was in Vietnam, and I realized because it was so big and so bulky, it took so much time to set up, and the results were not that great, that I decided that I didn't want it anymore while I was in Vietnam. And I just took it and I threw it in the garbage can and I walked away, and that was $500 US. I was just done with it. I said, I don't want it anymore. Because the results really weren't all that great. Balancing, it was so, it would be so tedious and so perfect, and if you weren't, it was just, the footage was just destroyed. It wouldn't even, I don't know, it wouldn't work. Long story. Anyway, technology has improved quite a bit since then. I mean, it became very rapid in the world of stabilizers or gimbals. So anyway, I did some research about a month ago and decided that there's one that I really wanted because it was the smallest and most powerful gimbal that I could find. And the results that everyone was showing, the raw footage that everybody was showing was very impressive, mainly due to the fact that these things are now battery operated. And if you have a movement of your camera, the stabilizers, the 3 joints, the stabilizers, counteract your movement, so everything is perfectly stable. I'm going to show you what patrons helped me buy. Oh, I guess I'll tell you that in a second. So this is it. This is the beast. So this is my camera that I've been shooting with. It's I don't even know what it is. A Lumix G85. Lumix G85. That's what I've been shooting on for about a year and a half. Since my India videos, actually before India started. When I was in the United States filming for a couple of months, I started using this camera. So anyway, this is it. So small, like, oh my God. Basically, the previous gimbal that I had, it was very, long, like this, and it was heavy, and you had to put balancing weight on it forever to balance it. When I put it in my bag and took it out and put everything back together, it was never balanced because the small little bumps, movements inside my bag would throw everything off. It was terrible. So anyway, this is the greatest thing ever made, like ever. It's so small, so compact, and it can do so many different things. By the way, I'm not being paid by this company to say these things, but it really is. And I did a lot of homework before I bought this, like a lot. If anyone knows me personally, you will know that I am one of the biggest nerds, one of the biggest geeks you have ever met when it comes to researching something that I need to do or buy. I'm crazy. Anyway, so this little device, it met and exceeded all expectations after I bought it. And even before I bought it, it met everything that I was hoping for. So I bought it, and it's just like it describes. So anyway, I'm going to show you just a little bit about it. I can't really do much, but anyway, so once it's balanced, basically you should be able to, anywhere, any position that I put this camera in, it should kind of stay. And so there's a joint here, there's a joint here, and then there's a joint here. This thing moves in 3 different ways, and these are all motors and battery powered and everything. So anyway, this thing is quite balanced right now. Actually, I'm quite impressed. Look at that. So anyway, so when I turn this thing on, I just power it up, and it automatically aligns to north, I guess, or straight. I guess it's going that way. If I double tap this, it will align to U. And if I do something like this, if I have the buttons memorized, oh, maybe I don't have the buttons memorized. I think I have it on the wrong setting. Here we are. So basically, when I'm shooting, I can talk to myself and then twist it around and then start filming in front of me. So there's a couple. I'm not going to go into all the features. You probably aren't as excited about this as I am. But since I bought this camera a while ago, my footage has been significantly better than before, based on clarity and color. In addition, the camera itself has image stabilization built inside. The lens does not, but my long lens has image stabilization. So basically, when I'm using the long lens, the footage is super smooth because it has image stabilization built in the lens, plus the camera has image stabilization. It's impressive. So if I throw all of that on this, it's just like amazing. So the footage that I've got with this is actually quite amazing. I haven't actually filmed anything yet to share with you. I haven't done that yet. I just kind of practiced around the house and kind of got used to it. There's still some homework that I have to do to get used to. Yeah, but generally I think I got it figured out. There's only a few buttons, but it's amazing. I mean, if I set this, I don't know how it works, I haven't did it yet, but I can download an app on my phone and connect it to this device and then put this in my pocket, yeah? And then if I walk over here, the camera will like follow me. If I walk over here, the camera, everywhere that I go around the room, it'll just follow this camera, or follow my phone, which is a really cool thing. It's a tracking thing. So I'm not sure if I will ever use that, but I mean, the technology in this thing, that's just one little piece of what this thing does. I mean, it does everything other than like put butter on your toast. That's pretty much the only thing that it doesn't do. So it's pretty cool. One of the neatest features I like about it is the fact that I can remove this. I can turn this into like a stick and hold it. But I can take this off and actually put it here, which is like awesome. If I can find the threading. And then basically when I do that, I can drop it like this. And then if I turn it back on, it's off right now, I can film low, which is nice because actually if I do this, how do I do this? I did it before. Oh yeah, so I can film as I'm walking kind of like this and have like 2 hands to stabilize it. And then if I want to shoot myself, I would just tilt kind of down like this, and then this little stick would not be in the lens. So I never have to really change this, I just hold here. So it's a really cool device that I'm really, really excited for. So patrons, thank you, you're amazing. Oh, that's the other thing I was going to tell you. So I've had an account on patreon.com for about 1.5 years. And everyone who has helped out, it's just gone into an account, gone into an account, gone into an account. And I haven't really taken anything out yet. And really, I don't know, maybe it was just laziness, I haven't did it, but, and it's still in there right now. But I bought this, and it was basically the amount that I have earned from Patreon, from donations, was almost identical to the price of this. So kind of strange that it worked out that way. So, and these things are cheap, so you guys are amazing, thank you. So the footage will be significantly improved because of this thing, like significantly improved. I'm very, very excited for this. Because when I'm walking, even though it has image stabilization built into it, it's so much better than my Canon 70D from 2 years ago. But can you hear me? My microphone is close to the one. But when I'm walking and filming myself, there is a massive bounce, and I've been watching my footage, and I'm like, yeah, it's definitely there. So this eliminates that almost entirely. Like I would say 99% of that bounce is gone, unless I hit a really big bump or really bounce. I mean, this thing is really, really impressive. So the footage is going to be improved drastically. And then B, I will now be able to shoot and get like stock footage. I can sell footage now easier because this particular type of camera, I can get much more stable shots, and then I can sell some of these shots to companies or businesses who are looking for certain types of clips. So this really, 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 really helps, whether you know it or not. I'm going to lock it really quick. Lock everything in place so I don't bump it and it dies or something. Anyway, so the downside, let me put it down really quick. The only downside right now is I don't know where I'm going to put it. I have my big bag in the back that's usually almost completely full, and then my backpack that has all of my electronics. It is so full that even if I wanted to put my phone in there somewhere, anywhere, it won't